Oud 24 Hours from the house of Ard Al Zaafaran. This is the most popular fragrance from the house of Ard Al Zaafaran, and in fact, Oud 24 Hours made Ard Al Zaafaran popular, and the reason you all know because this is a clone of Tom Ford Black Orchid. That's why it got so popular. I will tell you everything about this fragrance in this video and how much of a good clone is this to the Tom Ford Black Orchid. Average quality box, Oud 24 written on the front in English, on the back Oud 24 in Arabic, and on both sides it is written Oud 24. And this has this golden sleeve kind of a thing. On this you get the authenticity sticker, and here it says perfume deodorant inside. They're talking about this, so you get a free deodorant inside, which is really good. This is a 2020 batch made in UAE, and some other information on the top. Ard Al Zaafaran logo is okay, not bad at all. This black and gold theme all over the bottle and the box. The cap looks like a metal heavy cap, but this is plastic and a rubber on the side. So this is what it looks like. On the bottom you get the EDP concentration, made in UAE again, and the atomizer is really good. If you guys can see here, let me so the atomizer is really good on these fragrances from Ard Al Zaafaran. So the notes for this fragrance, okay, this is so loud already. I am already getting this in my nose and my mouth. I can already taste it. It is super loud. And this is 2020 batch, so this is super good in the performance. So the notes for this fragrance on Fragrantica: in the top this has dark chocolate, mandarin orange, bergamot. In the heart this has spicy notes, fruity notes, ylang ylang, gardenia, jasmine. In the base it has patchouli, sandalwood, incense, agarwood like oud, and amber. So the smell, I'll just spray it on this again to get a fresh whiff. Okay, so how does this smell, guys? The opening is really different than all the notes mentioned here. It is quite minty patchouli, but you don't really get the patchouli. You will think like it is a very minty fragrance. In the opening it is like a minty dark chocolate, but after like 2 to 3 minutes the mint goes away to the background, and the opening does have dark chocolate, but not really that good. Best quality of dark chocolate is just an okay average quality chocolate. And the mandarin orange is juicy sweet with a tart light note of bergamot, but both the mandarin orange and the bergamot are in the background. The opening is like a minty orange chocolate. That is all the smells in the opening, and I like the opening. It goes to the heart notes. It has this spicy notes. I think it is pink pepper because it is fresh spicy floral with a rosy nuance. And from the fruity notes I really don't get anything. I do get the floral sweet note of ylang ylang, kinda dirty sour nuance, with the two white floral notes of gardenia, which is green and earthy, while jasmine again here is sweet white floral in here, and the heart is sweet spicy floral. I like the opening, but I do not like the heart note. It is kind of too much sweet, spicy, and floral. As this goes to the base notes, the patchouli is already very prominent even from the opening. The minty scent in the opening is coming from the base notes of patchouli. Patchouli is from the mint family, and this is why this smells so much similar to mint, and it is very kind of a dark patchouli, sweet earthy patchouli. And the patchouli and the dark chocolate are the most prominent notes for me in Oud 24 Hours. The sandalwood is pretty much in the background, barely traceable to my nose. And now this has both oud and incense. Many people would say this does not have oud, but it does have both oud and incense, but both are very little. The incense is smoky, but here it is like 1 to 2% in the whole fragrance, so you can't really get the prominent smokiness, but it does have a hint of light smoky effect. And the oud again is like 1 to 2% in the whole fragrance, because from the high dose of patchouli and dark chocolate blending so well with all these other notes, the incense and the oud get smooth and toned down. That is why for many people, they cannot really notice the oud and say this does not have oud at all, but it does have oud. And in the dry down, in the end, this has a cozy sweet resinous smell of amber. So the alternative clone of Tom Ford, I have a decant of Tom Ford Black Orchid over here. I've spread them on the paper to test them side by side over here, and I will tell you what is the differences between them. All of you know this is a clone of Tom Ford Black Orchid, but is this a good enough clone? So differences between both of Oud 24 Hours and Black Orchid are, first of all, Oud 24 Hours is like an unrefined version of Tom Ford, and this is not as luxurious and complex as Tom Ford. This is a diluted version of Tom Ford, and this is more sweet, more spicy. This does not have the depth and darkness of Tom Ford, and this is like a more woody and fresh take on Tom Ford. This is also the quality of the notes is not as good as you get in Tom Ford, and this does not have the berry smell which you get from the Tom Ford. Now Tom Ford is obviously high quality, more refined, it is more complex, and Tom Ford has like more earthiness. And obviously Tom Ford is luxurious smelling, and it is more dense, it is more darker, it has more depth, and Tom Ford does have a little bit of uniqueness and distinctiveness. And other than that, Tom Ford has truffle, blackcurrant, vetiver, and many other notes which you do not find in Oud 24 Hours. But even with so much differences in the air, the smell is about 90% similar, and up close on the skin, on the clothes, it is still 80% similar. You won't really feel much of differences unless and until you are a very big fan of Tom Ford Black Orchid. So if you want the high quality notes and a luxurious smell, you have to spend around $235 to get 100 ml of Tom Ford Black Orchid. But if you want to save some money and have the same DNA, same smell, about 80% similar, just get Oud 24 Hours below $20. I got this one around like some $12, which is very affordable. You can see the pros and the cons, and also see my votes, what I voted for the pros and the cons. Overall, I personally don't like both Tom Ford Black Orchid and Oud 24 Hours, but if you like Tom Ford Black Orchid and don't want to spend much, I do recommend Oud 24 Hours. It is so far the best affordable clone of Tom Ford Black Orchid. You will not get the high quality notes as Tom Ford, but still you can get about the 80% same similar DNA from Oud 24 Hours. The performance is as good as Tom Ford Black Orchid, if not the same. This is a unisex fragrance for the price. No complaints at all about Oud 24 Hours, because this has the same DNA, same performance, so you will be happy with this one. For me, all of this is a bit too much spicy, sweet, and floral. I do not like both of these. But if you like Tom Ford Black Orchid, get a cheaper alternative, which is Oud 24 Hours from the house of Ard Al Zaafaran. A fair rating for this. So on Fragrantica, Oud 24 Hours is rated 4.17 out of 5, which is quite good and high. And on Perfumo, it is rated 7.8 out of 10. The longevity, for me, this is a beast fragrance. I rated Eternal because I get plus 15 hours from this on the clothes and about 3 to 4 hours on the skin, so 10 out of 10 for the longevity. The sillage is enormous. Every time I wear this, everyone says this smells too strong and loud. It has like 5 to 6 feet of radiation. People will smell you all day long, and this does leave a strong trail, and everybody will notice you when you go around. The projection is a 10 out of 10. Both the sillage and projection are a 10 out of 10. People will smell you all day long. The type, this is an oriental, sweet, spicy, floral, woody fragrance. The audience, in my opinion, both Tom Ford Black Orchid and Oud 24 Hours are not for the young crowd. Both, in my opinion, smell mature, but both are unisex fragrances. Both genders can easily pull this off. The season, so best season for Oud 24 Hours is winter, like extreme winters like snowing and that type of a season. It is very good, performs very good. And 2 to 3 sprays in fall is suitable enough. but it is not very much recommended for the summer times at all. Spring will also do, but the summer times not at all. It is very strong and loud and can be sticky. The occasions, now this works in all occasions because this is too cheap and you can wear it everywhere and not worry about the money. Evening, night out, anywhere. Not expensive as Tom Ford because you would have to worry every time you spray it. The price tag, finally, it is, I rate this a 10 out of 10. It is a great value fragrance, about 12 to 15 bucks. It is, even if this gets too much high, this will still be below $20, so it is very affordable, whereas Tom Ford Black Orchid is around $235. So this is a very affordable and so far the best close clone that you can find on the market.